Most of our crops are a 5-month window. We're planting in the spring and then we're harvesting in the fall. So most of the time, our land lays there idle. So what we're trying to do is mimic the behavior, the fertility of the woods, the forest. To do that, I have to keep live roots in the system. To keep live roots in the system, plant a cover crop. If we have healthy soil, I'm going to have a healthy plant. Animals consume those plants, at least the seed or the fruit of those plants. They're going to eat that and we're going to eat them if you care to. Then it centers, if we've got healthy soil, we got healthy people. If I got healthy soil, I got a healthy environment. That's why we're here. We have this opportunity to talk to people about crop rotations, cover crops, this litany of practices that we have. How can we make our environment healthier through our soil? So cover crops, I think, and crop rotations are one of those things that people are sleeping on. A lot of it depends on the cropping systems. We go back to that small farmer. That small farmer does not have a lot of equipment. Don't have the wherewithal and the equipment that our larger farmer. A small farmer in this county would be 500 acres or 700 acres. That seems large to a lot of people. Large in our, where we came from, it was a large farmer. Where I came from, it was a large farmer. But in the scheme of things, it is not very large. So when you say small, I'm glad that you said very small, but it could be as little as 1 acre. When you talk about high tunnels, you're talking about 1 acre. You can integrate these rotations, a cover crop on small acres. You can integrate cover crops on a lot in the city. Everybody wants healthy food, including me. You have to understand ecology. You have to understand the science of it to understand cover crops. But to put in multi-species, as you say, multiple crops, I want to put in a small grain. I want to put in a legume, clover, or vetch, or both. And I want to put in a forb, a turnip, a rape, a radish, because they have different biologies. They harvest the sunlight and put out that sugar complex and feed the biology in the soil. That is what provides the nutrients to the plant, not the other way around. If I put fertilizer down, Jake, you remember we used to have to put fertilizer down? Besides, if we had a garden, we put fertilizer, we didn't let that fertilizer touch the root or touch the stem because it would burn it. And we had to take a hoe and we had to cover it over. And we could go back in a day or so and move that fertilizer soil back and you can see it turn mellow. When you say mellow, I mean it gets softened. There's a wet look to it. That's biology working on it. Because the biology has to break that chemistry down, that fertilizer down, and make it plant available. That's going on. We can't see it. We can't see it. But you got to know that it's happening. So it's the biology the biology is what gets to the plant root that feeds the plant. The plant feeds the soil, and the soil feeds the plant. It's a process. Forest is always growing. I don't care if it's the dead of winter. Always growing something. You want to mimic that nature, that good soil. I remember, Jake, my mother had a flower bed out in the country, and we lived back up in the field next to the wood. There was a field between us and the woods. And Mama would order these flowers, and we had to plant those flowers for her, shrubs. She would send us over to the edge of the woods to get that good dirt, she called it. I never understood that. She understood something that I didn't understand. She knew the soil was better over there. I mean, we had acres of field between us and the woods, but she sent us over to the woods to get the good dirt. Right. I want good dirt in the field. To do that, I have to have roots in the system. The only way I can do that with a cropping system is to put multi-species of roots. I was also trained that land needed a rest. There's no such thing as land resting. If it's resting, it's not active. The biology isn't resting. Biology goes to sleep. My gut biology don't go to sleep. This gut biology, this gut microbiome is the same thing that's in that soil. I promise you, it works the same way. So we got to keep it living. The sunlight, the plants harvest the sunlight, and the plant exudes sugars. And the microbiology loves it. And so it provides, the microbiology provides to that root hair, in that root zone, the nourishment, the amino acids, the fertility, the proteins that it needs. It's called regenerative agriculture. Folks are moving towards it, period. Yeah, the price of our foods are high. It's going to get higher. But if I'm going to pay that money, I want the best quality food, the healthiest food that I can get. I have something to do with it. And I feel like that beer commercial, the most important man in the room. That's how I feel. I'm the most important man in this county when it comes to soil health. Because I'm working with that resource and I can make it better. I can make it healthy so I can help you.